I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Dumb Witch Club.
Dumb Witch Club.
I just made like a crazy party face.
You
like,
did?
Like a drunk person.
I didn't see your face.
I was like,
That's accurate.
I'm not drunk.
No, I didn't mean accurate in terms of drunk. I meant accurate, like, the vibes.
Oh. Yeah, we were just talking. We're in weird spaces. You know, like when you ask the universe for everything that you want.
Yeah.
And then you wait and you work on it and you work it and you wait.
Yeah.
And then you get it. And then you're like, but why now?
But it's so much work.
We're so tired.
Yes. Unfortunately, I do know that.
Oh, horrible. So, yeah, we hate ourselves. And
Yeah.
we're also really grateful for everything. So, it's very,
It's complicated. We
It's
hate
a lot.
ourselves. We love ourselves.
Yeah.
We love everything we, have. And then also we're like, why?
yeah, we don't want any of it, but we desperately want all of I don't know. Yeah, we're the worst, we're the best.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We're humans and we're dumb witches. And here we go. And here you are. And here we are.
let's do a card pull. I need some guidance.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull or do you want me to pull?
Ooh, how about you pull? I feel like I've been pulling a lot recently.
Yeah, and you said you needed some guidance, but I feel like sometimes that's better if somebody else does it.
Yes, no, I need you to give me some guidance.
Happy to do that.
And this deck. I've been doing a lot of card pulls with my daughter recently.
I love that.
And they've been going really good. She's
love
like,
that.
I'm so good at pulling cards that like refer to my situation. And I'm like, yeah, hun, that's the point. Like,
Kind of the point of the card pull.
yeah, it's cute though. It's good. I'm like, yes, you are. Your energy is flowing. That's good.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving this one.
I just love the seasonal decks.
I know.
They always give you the right thing.
They really do. And I love just being on theme like that.
Mm-hmm. I know. I thought of getting my own deck of this so I could just have it out in my house and have it go with my
Makes sense.
seasonal decor.
Of course. I could totally understand that.
Yeah. Okay. How you feeling?
Because obviously, like, it's our deck.
No, everything you have I feel like is also mine,
Yeah.
but I'm like, it's not at my house, and I
right,
kind of
and
want
you
it
kind
to
of
be.
want it.
At
I
least,
totally get that. Oh, I love this. Cardinal medicine.
Ooh.
Thy self bleeds of sacredness and honor fit for the gods. You are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside.
Oh.
I mean, thank you.
I love that.
I love this too. I was just talking about birds and stuff with my mom because I have been noticing that there's like in certain moments where like big things are happening in my life and big things to come or sort of just like big news and things like that. There's a little winter wren that I see. And like, okay, it's not the same bird, but like Maybe it is. I don't know. But like I see that same type of bird. It's this little fat little like wren. And so yeah, I was asking my mom like what did like they symbolize? And so she was like helping me. But then we were just talking about birds in general, and then we were talking about like the red bird at Christmas time and like how symbolic that is. And there's a story called Red Bird Christmas by Fanny Flagg, who's one of my favorite authors, and it's like the sweetest story. It's so cute, and we've both read it, and like
I love that tie-in, and I also, I love the artwork. There's like two birds, one on the branch, one that's like landing up on the branch. Like, it's just, and I don't know, the message that you read, you are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside. Like, I don't know, I feel like we were complaining per usual a minute ago, like, we're getting everything we want and we're complaining. And then I read this and I'm like,
I know.
Me? Like, shut up.
I know. I feel bad. I
know, but like in a good way.
In a good way, but it's like, oh, I feel chagrined.
Yes, chagrined. Oof, that's the word.
Right?
I love it. Cardinal medicine.
Same. It's so pretty and so cute.
Yay. I love this card pull. It put me in a better place.
Yay. See, that was the guidance you were asking for. It was like, okay, bitch, shut up. You have everything. That's literally what it's like. Yes.
Thank you.
You happy? Are you happy? Because
yes, I am. I sincerely am.
Good. See, that worked.
Okay, let's talk about why, though.
Okay, let's talk about why, though. I don't have, like, a whole lot.
No, but I know what you do have, and I'm going to let you lead with it.
You do know what I have.
I know, because I looked it up and I was like, I'm not writing that down. She's going to do that.
Well, now I don't know if I don't know if it's the thing that you think that I have.
Yes, it's this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure. Because typically, yeah. Okay, anyways. So, December 12th, new moon in Sagittarius.
Yes, that's the one. I feel like you're like the queen of the moon in this. Why though?
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I think of certain moon phases.
I know, but I feel like you're just like doing all of them.
Yeah, I know. I love this. Maybe because my moon is in Sagittarius.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I do say.
Amazing.
It's in Sagittarius, which I love. So, yes, I love it. I feel like this is like let's plan like what our upcoming adventures are going to be, right? Like let's think about this like fresh start, new year coming. What are we going to do? Like how do you want to grow and expand your mind? Because that's very Sagittarius energy too, right? It's not just like where do you want to go? That's certainly a part of it. But how do you want to grow? What do you want to learn? Like it's the time to start like putting dates on the calendar of like the things you really want to do. Which for us, next year is going to be the year of rest and relaxation and the year of nothing, which we have talked about on the show. But that doesn't mean that it's like nothing.
No, and I also think in terms of like that lunar family phase cycle that I've talked about on a witching hour, which extends a new moon over the different phases for the next like 3 years. So every 9 months, like then you're in that first quarter moon in the same degrees of. So this doesn't mean for the next month only. Right,
exactly.
It extends. Yes.
Which I love. And we are going to have like those things. And I feel like it's nice because it's not just jam-packed full of stuff. Or it's not like, oh God, like this is happening and then we have to, they're like fun, like, and we've already talked about certain ones we want to do where we're going to expand our education on things.
Yes, we really are too. We'll maybe talk more about some of that.
Yeah, we've like invested in it already. And that is already setting up. I mean, we already roughly know the dates on the calendar that's going to occur.
Very true.
Yeah, so it's nice.
Ooh, and that's so Sagittarian. Because we're going to be educating.
Yeah, we're educating. We're learning
ourselves. We're learning. We're expanding. You're totally right.
I know.
Whew, okay. No, that's good. I love this.
Me too.
It's very exciting. Good energy, good spirited energy. The next major thing, I think, is our favorite friend Mercury is in retrograde.
Yep.
And so, as we all know, Mercury in retrograde, we know what it means, right?
Yeah.
Communication can be wonky. Things can feel stuck. Things can feel slowed down. Sometimes it's technology stuff. Sometimes it's like transportation. Like I had somebody that I knew who was literally like, their car broke down when Mercury was in retrograde. And then they were just like, oh, that's so weird. That sucks.
Yeah.
And then, like, the next few months when it happened again, it happened again. And she was like, is this, like, a thing? And I was like, yeah, it's a thing.
That's horrible. When it comes to cars, that's, like, the worst. Like, I don't want to be dealing with that.
I know. So, anyway, those are the types of things. But I did want to point out all of Mercury's retrogrades this year have been in earth signs.
Interesting.
So this one's in Capricorn. So I don't know. It's just interesting, Mercury goes through all the zodiac like all the other planets do. And, sort of channeling different energy with Capricorn. We have that. You might be really feeling stuck on progress on achieving something.
Totally.
Because that's that Capricorn energy that's
kind
of being pulled back, or that you're just being asked to review, like, is this really what you want to be working towards? Is this really going to be the thing that comes to fruition? You just really have to be ready to reassess. And that's the other thing we always say with retrogrades is those reevaluate, review, reassess, redo, all of those things.
Yeah, which can be really, really annoying.
Especially this time of year and going up into the new year. It's like...
Yeah, you just don't have time for that.
But it goes out of retrograde on the 1st, so...
Yeah, so that's, like, kind of good, I guess, because it's, like, wrapping up the year, right? Like, doing that, like, wrap up. And then along with the new moon energy, too, like... That, I guess that's an opportunity to decide, are these really the things, you want to put your energy into next year? Because sometimes people just do like a New Year's resolution type of thing and they don't really think about if they actually want to do it. They just feel pressure to do it.
See, I like how you can tie in the new moon maybe with making a goal that's sort of like a New Year's resolution. Maybe you're not starting it right then, but you're coming up with the plan.
Yeah.
And then the retrograde happens, you review it. You really ponder it. You think about it. And then when the retrograde ends on the 1st, then it is a New Year's resolution. Boom, moving forward. There you go.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's perfection.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what I think. All right.
So that's why, though.
That's why, though. It's a good why, though.
Really.
Exciting.
So what do we have our Big Witch energy for today?
Big Witch energy on sustainable. That was like so arcane.
No, I really liked the minor chord.
Yeah, I don't know if I meant that to be minor. It was like a Phrygian scale. That was weird. I didn't plan that. That was just,
she's a music person. Don't listen to her.
Very weird. Yeah, don't listen to me doing these things. That's just like not good. Sustainable gift ideas. Well, like
yes,
witchy sustainable gift ideas in a way.
Yes. We could say witchy.
Witchy.
Or sustainable witchy gift
sustainable ideas. Witchy gift ideas.
Yeah.
Sustainable.
Witchy gift ideas, sustainable versions.
Witchy gift ideas, sustainable edition.
Yeah. Let's make, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I like
we'll
that.
Work that out.
We're just workshopping this title right
yeah,
on the episode.
While we're filming. Anyways, yes. Sustainable gift ideas.
Yes, I
for
love it.
witches.
This is one of my favorite things to talk about. I love this.
It is. So what do we mean by sustainable, right?
Yeah. So sustainable, well, how do I explain that? It's like, like recycled or made out of material that, you can reuse or that is reused or is recycled or...
Yeah. No, I think it's sort of like maybe it's a philosophy, but you don't have to go that hoity-toity about it. But it's kind of just the idea that we want to have less impact on the earth. Yep. And we want to, the whole reduce, reuse, recycle, upcycle, kind of this whole idea of like not leaving such a huge footprint, being aware of nature and our consumerism and how that impacts the world.
Yes.
And yes. So I know we've said in other episodes, like we like stuff.
We do.
We are conflicted because we don't like capitalism.
Right.
Or consumerism.
Or supporting companies or people that are doing practices that we don't agree with.
Yeah, but yet we like stuff. Yeah. And we like giving things.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed. It is like a huge thing. Like, okay, they talk about love languages, which I think is supposed to be related to the love language that you, like the way that you like to be loved. But
it's both.
It's both.
Or it can be different, for both. But
it can be, because my outward love language is gift giving. Like, I'm freaking obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. I love giving people things. Like, I really just know like what to give people.
She's a really good gift giver.
And I like know things and I
should know.
I love it. I'm obsessed.
I know. So how we combine kind of the conflict of living in, a dystopian post-capitalistic hell and really liking to give things and liking cute, fun things.
Yeah.
So this is what we're tackling today, but we're going to do it in a really practical way. We have like specific ideas and things. So for me, I kind of went with a couple of like category type of just suggestions, but then I also have specific stuff.
Good. I love that.
And I know you have specific stuff too. Specific stuff. I think just in general, as a general sort of like advice or comment on this, a big way to be more sustainable is to buy local and to shop local. Yep. I know it's very easy to order things online from big sellers and those get shipped and it's very common. And, whatever, if that's what you have to do sometimes or that's what you don't mind doing, obviously, it's a free country. But if you have local businesses that you don't have to ship from at all, or there are sites where you can buy from small businesses that still have to ship things, but you're not supporting like a giant conglomerate. So those are ways to be more sustainable, just in general, that we try to do a lot of in general.
Great advice.
Yes. And another one is in terms of gifting, you can give people your time. Yeah. And you can give them experiences.
Yes.
And those do not have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be like, a whole weekend at the spa for like $1,000 and all this.
Yeah.
Or like, a day at a theme park. I mean, it could be those things.
It could be.
But it could just be like having a regular monthly date with your best friend to have tea or have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And you keep that through the whole year. And like, that's the gift that you're giving.
I love that.
And that's obviously sustainable because...
Yeah.
you're not buying anything. You're not, using resources in that way.
Exactly.
Especially if you're really thoughtful about the time and the experience that you do.
Totally. And you're just using the resources you would typically use. You're just joining forces to do it. So it's like better in a way.
Yeah. So those are kind of like general suggestions.
Those are really good suggestions.
Yeah.
I like that. Especially the buy local one. That's like so important. And a lot of, even if you're on like larger kind of like shopping platforms and stuff, a lot of them have ways you can filter by like what's nearby you.
Totally. I forgot about that.
So that's pretty cool. So even if like you have to do it that way because you don't really have a choice, and sometimes we really don't, you can kind of like narrow it by that and try to, if it's you live in California, if it's in California, try to keep it too close to you.
Definitely. So that's just general broad advice. But
Great advice.
I know you have some really specific, cute, like kind of like projects that people could take on.
Yeah, I have some cute things. And honestly, people might be like, oh God, projects. Like, I can't do any of these things. I don't have time. Or like, I'm not crafty. I am not crafty.
She's not crafty.
At all. I'm artsy, but I'm not crafty. And if there's more than like 4 steps to something, my eyes start to glaze over. Like, I can't do it. Same with like instructions for games.
I was literally thinking that's how she is with games.
I hate it. I hate it.
I'm the same way.
It makes me angry. Like, it makes me mad. Like, you're ruining a perfectly good social gathering where I can sit here and drink my wine and just like talk shit on people, which is what I want to do. And you're trying to make me play some card game. And then especially when they're like, it's really simple math. Like, you just have to stop.
No. Well, it's just like a little bit of strategy. I'm like, strategy?
I will not.
Like, I have to think about what to do here? No.
How am I supposed to know and keep track?
No. You just have to like anticipate what the other... No.
I'm never going to do that. I don't want to think about another person or how they think.
No. Awful. So
anyway, so these are simple. I promise they're simple. They're really simple because if they were not, I would not suggest them. So one of the things is that you can make teacup candles.
The fucking cutest thing in the world.
It's so cute, and I know I've mentioned before that I like to do spells in teacups. It's like a thing. Like,
I know.
I like to use teacups.
It's so cute. I want to strangle you.
I know.
So mad.
I know you do. I love it. And like, this is a way to do something else with teacups. And you can thrift teacups.
Yes.
They're all over these thrift stores. Like, people are getting rid of teacups all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of times at thrift stores, they're like one-offs. They're just single cups. So you just buy one, or if you want to buy more than one.
Or
but
like
you can
a few.
buy unique ones. You don't buy like a set that are identical.
Exactly, which I love because then you can pick colors for, people might, something might attract you to it. Like, that reminds you of someone, or like a pattern to it. And you're like, oh, or like, if it had like Queen Anne's lace on it or something, I would be like, that's perfect for Jackie. Just like things like that. So anyway, what you have to have is you have to have a teacup, or however many you're making, and then you just need candle wax, which is super easy to get.
Yeah, you get it like at a craft store.
Yes, or you can order it online or whatever. And then a lot of us, if you are kind of witchy and into this, like, you have essential oils like most people do. Even if you're not witchy, I feel like you have essential oils in your home.
I feel like a lot of people have them.
Yeah, so whichever ones the vibe you want, or what that person really likes, you can add that to the candle wax. And then you just need a wick for it, and they sell them that are like for this type of thing. So they have like a little disc on the bottom, and the wick is attached. So all you have to do is just stick that to the bottom of the teacup, and you can stick it with glue, and then just lay like the wick over the side, and then you just pour the candle wax and let it set. That's literally all you have to do. There's tutorials online. You can look it up if you forget any of these steps, or you're like, I really need like a visual, which I get, trust me. There's plenty of them.
That is so adorable and amazing.
Yeah, it's really cute.
I know.
And then that person burns it and they think of you.
Yeah, and then, I mean, they can reuse the teacup. They can make another candle. They can use it for a spell candle or a spell teacup. They can use it as it's like, goes on and on.
Yes, sustainable.
And you give new life to that teacup, too.
I know.
That's just sitting dusty on a shelf. I love it.
I know, same.
I love it. Okay, so I have a little idea too, and it is, again, not super crafty. It's not super complex. This is in the category of what I would call consumable gifts.
Love that.
You give someone something, and it's not an object or an item that they end up holding on to, or maybe wishing they didn't have to hold on to.
Sure.
Sometimes, you know,
Yep.
people give you something and I'm like, what am I going to do with this, right?
Yeah.
Not to be ungrateful, but you all know what I mean, you know?
Totally.
Consumables are things that people can use up and then they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And they can enjoy them and then they're gone.
I love that.
So this is literally the simplest thing. And if you want to make it even more sustainable, you can put it in like a mason jar or a glass jar that you've washed out from anything that you've used like food-wise, you know, like a pickle jar or whatever.
Sure.
Take the label off, clean it out. You can use that jar for anything. So that makes it more sustainable too. But this is just a body scrub.
Oh.
It is 2 ingredients, optionally 3 ingredients. It is brown sugar and coconut oil.
Ooh.
So all you're going to do is gently melt your coconut oil. And it's the same ratio. So if we just want to say in general,
perfect.
4 tablespoons is like a little serving, so to speak. But you can multiply that by whatever.
Okay.
And you're just going to gently melt the coconut oil, which really, at room temperature or just barely above, it starts to melt. So, you know, you don't have to like, it's not that dangerous to do. You can do it in the microwave very slowly and just stir it and stir it. Once it's pretty liquefied, you just put the brown sugar in there.
Amazing.
Mix, 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 mix. And then the optional third ingredient is essential oil, like you said, whatever scents you want or like or whatever. And then it should be kind of like a paste at that point. Put it in your jar, seal it up, use it.
That's amazing. Yeah. I could see like a cardamom oil or like a cinnamon oil.
You
or
can also
something.
use white sugar instead of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar or you just want it to kind of smell a little bit more neutral. Anyway, options, but
Incredible.
that's it.
That's so cute.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Your daughter made me a scrub
Uh-huh.
once upon a Christmas tide,
It was a long time ago.
and it was amazing.
It was
and
the
it was magical. I don't know what she did, but it was magical. It truly was a spell. And
It really was.
I get these like dry, Jackie knows, I get these like dry, flaky, even if I moisturize, it's a thing. It's dry here. We live in a desert.
Yes.
And that would just plague me. And Jackie would be like, why don't you try this or why don't you try that? And I would, and I'd just come back or whatever. And when I used that scrub that she made me, it just went away and I didn't have to do anything else. And then she was like, I'll make you more. And she never did.
She never did to this
Never did.
day. I know it was peppermint. She did peppermint.
Yeah, it was peppermint, which typically is like not my vibe.
Me either.
But there was something about it. It was like not overly minty.
No,
it was
so
very
good.
natural.
I know.
Amazing. And I saved the jar because I was like, here you go. Like,
Refill, please.
and she's like, yeah, I'll do it. No.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have a sit down with that child.
Yeah, maybe we'll,
By child, I mean adult.
a literal
Whatever.
adult.
It's fine.
Ew. That's horrible.
Awful. Okay, what do you have next?
Okay, I also have something with thrifted glass jars.
Yes, amazing.
Yes, because I started thinking, I like jars. I'm I'm that person. Like if there's a cool jar, I want to collect it and I want to use it and I want to keep it. But sometimes I end up with a proliferation of these jars and they're not getting used for what I thought I was going to use them for. So why not repurpose them? That is a good idea. So you can do all kinds of things. Like you can make a scrub like Jackie described. You can also make a spell jar. So that was kind of my thought for this because I was thinking, okay, witchy kind of gifts, like maybe even for, we have friends and acquaintances and people that we know that are witch curious.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's a good term.
Right?
Yeah.
And they kind of look to us to like do the decision making a little bit more, which is fine. And we don't mind in certain cases. We're like, okay, we sort of try to make them autonomous, but sometimes it like just modeling how to do things like helps them. And so we have these people in our life. So that's what I was thinking. Like you could make a spell jar for someone and you could put the ingredients in it. And a lot of these ingredients, if you are practicing witch, you're already going to have them. Yeah. So, and just maybe tap into what that person kind of needs or have or go back in your conversations with that person. Or maybe something they mentioned or something. And then, put together the spell jar for them.
Yeah. I also feel like anybody could ever use a spell for like self-love or self-care or, inner peace. Like you can do the more generic version, it's going to hit,
Totally. Totally. Yeah, and they'll appreciate it. And yeah, for the witch curious people in your life, I think.
Love that. Yes. And it's in the category of consumable gift too.
Yeah.
They can keep the spell jar and just keep it intact, or they can take it apart and kind of use it, spread it out, do an altar with it, whatever, and then, it's used up.
Yeah, and then they can make their own spell jar. They could gift one to somebody else. And the ways, I was just thinking this too, and I didn't mention it with the teacup, but the ways that you can decorate this for giving it as a gift can be sustainable as well.
Yes. I wrote that down too.
Okay, I love that.
But I hadn't said it.
Yeah, like you can, like ribbon, everybody I mean, when I say everybody, I mean me, but like I have a lot of vintage ribbon and trimmings and things like that. Use it. Like, you're never going to use it, so just use it. Or you can do, like, if you're doing a spell jar or even the little teacup, you can, like, tie a little cinnamon stick with the ribbon if that corresponds to what's in it. Or a dried orange if you're, like, doing those, like, garlands. I know.
Yes. That is so cute. I love those, too. Ooh, I should do those because I have a bunch of oranges and lemons on these trees out here.
You should do those.
Yeah,
I feel like
I really should.
Such a, like, little women Christmas thing, and, like...
It is. I also feel like in terms of gift wrap, like I love paper goods and I love to gift wrap. I mean, I really do. But I also realize like not everything has to be gift wrapped.
No.
Either.
No.
Like if you just like carry something to someone and hand it to them, like I think that's really valid and it's lovely.
Totally. Not everything has to be wrapped. I fully believe in that too.
Yeah. Or you can like wrap it in like a cute little tea towel and then that's also reusable and sustainable. So anyway, we're just thinking of so many ideas like as we go along.
It's also cute in my head, like when I'm picturing it.
I know. I feel like I am picturing like a Laura Ingalls Wilder like bringing these things.
Totally. Remember when on Little House on the Prairie when she was so excited because she got an orange for Christmas?
That was real.
That was real.
I mean,
that was
the
wild.
show was a show, but no, that's a real life.
Yeah.
Yes,
and then I was that child like, I feel bad because I'm asking for all these things and she's happy with just an orange.
But they also got like a peppermint stick, So
yeah, they got a peppermint stick from whatever.
Like
her name
literally
was.
one.
Yeah, literally one.
And then they would save it for like months. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Talk about sustainable. Okay, so my next idea is sort of actually similar to my first idea. I realized I'm like, I'm real creative here. But no, this one actually was tied in more with like the spell concept. Like,
cute.
How many times have I talked about taking a bath as a spell or part of a spell? Many times.
Yes, you love
so this is sort of directed towards that. You can make a bath salt for somebody.
Yeah.
And all you need is a plain Epsom salt. I feel like I've talked about this on another episode too that wasn't specifically about gifting. But you just need plain Epsom salt you can buy from pretty much the drugstore. It's inexpensive. You get like a big bag of it. And then you just need your essential oils again. And I think you can also put in like herbs or rose petals. And even better if you can kind of collect these things from the yard or from even, a park that's a public place. You're taking a snipping, like it's fine,
Right.
Maybe don't steal it from someone else's yard because maybe they're a witch too. And
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, then you'll get cursed.
But don't do that.
But you can also just, use your little witchy herbs and things, and you just mix it all together and seal it up. Use one of those jars again, like we talked about, and then somebody can use that in their spell or just use it to take a relaxing bath, even if they're not a witchy person.
I love that idea too.
Yeah, super simple.
And you'll know what appeals to who, like who wants what, and like who has a bathtub and who talks about taking baths,
Yes.
And like who maybe isn't as into that, and like it doesn't even have to be like gendered either. Like you can make it very like neutral. You can really tailor it to each person and kind of what they like. Yeah, it's always good to have options.
Well, and I like all of these too because you could set up a station and you could make like 6 or 8 of them.
Yep.
Or you can just make one.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not like you can scale it,
You can. And you can save, like, most of this stuff you can save for, if you are just making one, but you might make more in the future, most of this stuff you can save for future products. Unless it's one of the, like, fresh ingredients that's like an herb if it's not dried, or, maybe dried oranges don't last forever, whatever. But other than that, like... brown sugar, the candle wax, nothing's going to happen to that. The wicks you can save, all that. Yeah, well, my last one is also very similar, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
Mine is very similar to my second one, which is making a simmer pot kit.
Oh, yes.
But see, it's a little less witchy. It's a little bit more neutral in terms of that, right? Because spell jars it's pretty witchy, so that's probably for your witch friends or your witch curious friends. A simmer pot can be for anybody. But it's so I love making simmer pots.
She really does.
I really do. But I will say, like, I maybe don't do them as often as I would like because gathering things for it, little bit time consuming, a little bit cumbersome. Sometimes I don't have everything and I'm just like, annoyed. This is a really nice way to take all the guesswork out of that for someone, all the work out of it for someone. You're doing it for them. All they have to do is just dump it in and literally start simmering it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And you can store it in a jar and it can be sealed up. And that would last for a long time. Even if there are kind of fresh ingredients in there, that's fine. Especially if you put like a little salt to kind of preserve, that would be a good idea.
And salt's always good in the simmer pot too.
Always good. And then if you want to go a step further, you really want to kind of make it like a full gift, you could thrift a basket. They always have baskets at the thrift store. It's like one of the things they really have a lot of.
Yes.
Because people buy baskets or they get baskets.
Like those gift baskets that you can purchase with all the stuff and then you're kind of stuck with the basket afterwards.
And people don't know what to do with them. So they donate them all the time.
Yeah.
So you could get one, and then you could even get someone like a little piece of pottery. They have these often at thrift stores too.
Aww.
So if you wanted to get them the actual simmer pot, maybe they don't have one.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then it's like a vintage pot or whatever, and that's kind of cute.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it like that little pot is specific for this purpose for them.
Yes, which I really like. And obviously you have to know that person a little bit better to know their taste and their decor and do they really want that and stuff. But if that is what you're trying to do and you want to make it a more full gift, you could do that.
That is so cute. Okay, I really like all of these things that we talked about.
Me too.
They're simple, they're easy, they're accessible. Yeah, I mean, it is somewhat of a project in that, like, you have to do it if you're going to do it.
Sure.
But I don't think it's daunting.
No.
I think they're all easy.
They are. And like you said, you can really do it kind of assembly line style for most of, and even do separate things, but like, be putting different ingredients together. You could do that together with someone.
I was just going to say, and we have done that before when we have made spell jars for other people and we've just done them, and it's really, really fun, actually. It was a lot of fun.
It is super fun, and we really infused a lot into that.
Your energy and your good intentions. And I think with any of the things that we talked about, that's part of the gift, too, is giving that, your time and your energy and your intentions and your vibes and your love and all that.
Yeah, and you can make that a spell that you're doing, too.
It is! Oh, my gosh. It's like an infinite spell circle.
Oh, I love that. Just like sending out.
It's like a Mobius strip of spell.
That's amazing. I love that.
Amazing. Okay. I think that's about all our big witch energy.
I think so.
Oh, I feel so happy and satisfied. And
so do I.
We didn't even make any of them. We just talked about them. And I'm like, I feel so honored.
I know. I can't wait to see if any of you make these. We want to see them.
Totally.
So show us because we want to see them. Or if you want to send us some, you can.
Yeah.
We mentioned that we like to give gifts, but we also really like receiving gifts.
It's true.
So we're available to be receiving of these. They're like, literally, where do I do that? I don't know yet, but I'll get back to you.
Yeah, we don't know. Anyways, I guess that about wraps it up for this episode. So until next time.
Stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.